Hi, Jimmy. I'm going to miss his enthusiastic, regular hellos and his monotone voice. Hi, Wade. And, of course, Champ's vicious hellos through the window of his car. Jimmy will always be remembered for his cheery disposition. I met Jimmy for the first time on July 31st, 2016, when I transferred to North Patrol from Central Patrol. I still remember the day I walked into the old North Patrol Bumblebee station. I was nervous as hell, knowing I was about to walk into a room full of salty veteran officers. Not sure why, because I was probably just as salty as they were, but all they knew was I was pretty new to the department. Jimmy's friendship was not immediate. I don't think it was for anyone. You definitely had to earn his respect. He never just gave it out. It wasn't necessarily easy to do, but once that shell was broken, you earned it. And he'd be there for you, on and off duty. It did not take long for us to connect, realizing we were more alike in thinking and work ethic on the job than we thought, even our rugged good looks. Although all the North Patrol officers rode solo, we found ourselves riding together from time to time. He drove, and I just rode along, mostly because he preferred to drive, and I preferred not to, so it worked out. I figured it was easier to let him do what he wants anyways. I would just tag along and back him up. Plus, I've heard the stories. I figured if our car ever got into a random argument out of nowhere with a random object like a fire hydrant, a deer, or even a boulder, it would be his fault, not mine. I remember one night we were patrolling up north, near a motel up north off Berry Road in Prairie View, when something caught his eye or his attention at that motel. We slowly creeped into the parking lot from the only entrance that existed, and no more than 2 seconds later, our car bounced up and came right back down. After all the cursing and wondering what the heck just happened, I laughed pretty hard, because I knew what was about to happen. He tried pretty hard to convince the three-stripe personnel that it was nothing of his own doing or his fault. Boulders do not belong in a parking lot. Many long, boring nights were spent in North Patrol with no calls to handle, left us parking to one another or just sitting with one another. Many stupid conversations were had, and many probably dumb shenanigans. I would go into detail, but the chief is sitting behind me. Jimmy loved the K-9 unit. I recall when his interest came about, he was getting training days every Wednesday so he could go down and train and learn with the unit. Probably the only time I got to see him really excited about the job. Lord knows he was not a people person, so riding with a dog was suited for him. I was very happy to see him get off patrol and get assigned to the K-9 unit. He loved it there, and I know without a doubt he loved each and every one of his fellow K-9 brothers, and I mean the dogs. I made my way off patrol and joined the DUI unit. Pretty sure he said that was stupid and dumb. Too much paperwork involved. That was a very common response to almost anything I ever had to say. Last month, I was able to talk Jimmy into partnering up with me during our DUI saturation patrols on the weekends. I had lost my current partner as he became our unit supervisor, so Jimmy agreed to come ride with me when he had the weekends off. Yay, I finally get to drive and do what I want. He was all for it, as long as he didn't have to do any of the work. And boy, let me tell you, he asked me about a half a dozen times to confirm what his role was. Just a tow-in report, Jimmy, and watch my back. I'm much like Jimmy, not a people person, and don't like to just conversate with anyone, but Jimmy was one of my exceptions. So needless to say, I was stoked we were going to ride together again from time to time. Be like old times, catch up, and maybe complain and gripe about stuff. I also knew that he had my back and he wouldn't let anything happen to me while we were out there looking for the impaired drivers. January 20th, 2023. I got him out to ride with me for the first time since I got him to agree with the DUI patrols and since we rode together in North. And it was definitely good to ride again. Sure gonna miss that and have him there watching my six, but I'm truly grateful that I was able to get one last ride in with him. My biggest admiration of Jimmy was his relationship to his son, Aiden. When I told him last time we rode together in January that I was having a son of my own, he quickly perked up. He seemed pretty super stoked for me. Aiden, I want to express to you that your dad loved you to the moon and back. Majority of our long conversations were about you, buddy. From what I've heard from the past few days, he would talk to you about you to everyone he sat and spoke with. Our last conversation during our last ride was about how great you have become at soccer and how well you have been doing. It was very noticeable how proud he was of you and how much he loved you. You were definitely his true pride and joy. Jimmy, gonna miss you, brother. I'm gonna miss hunting you down in the middle of the night using the patrol car GPS system so I could sneak up on you. I'll miss our late night parking lot chats and miss having you there to vent to all my frustrations when I needed it. It does comfort me some to know that you will have your sidekick and best patrol partner one could ask for, a champ, with you to keep you company. Matthew 25:21, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Until we meet again, Jimmy, rest easy. Love you, brother.
Hello, everyone. First, I'd like to thank Cassie and the rest of the family for giving me the honor to come up here and talk. Forgive me, I've never done this before, so I'm going to try to get through it. I'd like everyone to look around, look left, look right, offer a kind word to the folks around you, maybe give them a pat on the shoulder or a hug even, just a little bit of empathy. Great. Now we all know what Jimmy would not do. It's true, Jimmy was known for being a little reserved. Several times when we were partners up in North Patrol, we'd run into people along the way and calls for service and other officers and stuff. And after they'd meet Jimmy, they'd ask me, is Jimmy mad at me? No, that's just the way he was. Jimmy and I duck hunted a lot. Got up at all hours of the day and night, and sorry, Cassie, I know we woke you up many times, loading decoys in the boat and all that. He was my go-to duck buddy, and I was his. When one of us would win a drawing for a conservation duck hunt, up to 4 people could go. And I would always ask him if he won and who he wanted to bring. And so I usually brought the people along with us. I said, well, Jimmy, that's how you make friends. You bring them along and go hunting with them. He says, well, that's dumb. Which Wade said it, yeah, he said that the most, or that's stupid. Our last duck hunt together was epic. It's just me and him and my dog, and we got 2 limits. I got my first band. Aiden, you'll see that one soon. I'll never forget it, but the one before that one was even better. The stars aligned, and I got to hunt with Jimmy and my two best friends, Justin and Jeremy, and my dog River. All of us together for the first time, all my best buddies together for the first time. They didn't know it then, but I was hunting with my soon-to-be groomsmen, all of them. Jimmy will take care of them all, I promise. You don't have to worry. Just help me explain to the conservation agents and the game wardens that now I need 2 lemons and ducks. Find us a heavenly marsh up there and we'll get to hunt again soon, bud.